It's Thursday, March 29th. I'm Frank Gears, the Cornhole Dude, and you are watching Whole Nation.
Dream about it. It's all in your mind.
Before jumping headfirst into this past weekend's Evansville Major, I wanted to do a quick call out to one of the old school and loyal friends of the ACO, my friend and buddy Mike Schaefer Sr., for his first ever World Singles Major title won at the Bentonville Major a few weeks back in Bentonville, Arkansas. He also took home another Seniors Major title. Congratulations, Mike, on your big weekend in Bentonville, Arkansas. Now moving on to our latest major, which was held in Evansville, Indiana, and it was a big-time experience for all, with right at 1 million views of our ACO broadcast. Spectators both at the Old National Events Plaza and home witnessed more than one match worthy of being the latest episode of ACO Replay. There was Damon versus Josh Lunsford. There was Eric Zockline versus Derek King, which kept the audience completely enthralled. There was, count them, not one, not two, but four Kings of Cornhole present. William Howe, one of our stable of commentators, said during the broadcast that walking in and seeing all four Kings sitting together, having a drink, and being in their own world was definitely one of the highlights of the event for him. If you weren't part of the nearly 1 million viewers who watched some, if not all, of our broadcasts from this past weekend, then catch the best of the best from Evansville on ACO Replay. Or turn on the entire broadcast, sit back, and enjoy the cornhole and commentary. Both can be found at our YouTube channel and at youtube.com American Cornhole. To make it handy, we've added a QR code to the screen, and all you have to do is scan it with your phone. It'll take you directly to our YouTube channel. I want to take a moment to give a shout out to our outstanding broadcast crew led by Eric Heinerman, who is the mastermind behind these exceptional broadcasts. We had an incredible team working the event this weekend, including 6 amazing, talented commentators. And let me tell you, these guys have put a great deal of practice and effort to be able to deliver to you the level of commentating you would expect from a professional sports broadcast. Our commentators and other key staffers, in no special order, were William Howe, Michael Bird, Kevin Goss, a cameo by Josh Lunsford, Finn, and last but not least, Tommy Skaggs, who clearly is an ACO broadcasting machine, along with Brian Jones and Randy Jones, contributed to bringing you a huge weekend of cornhole to our players and fans. On behalf of all that love our sport so much, thank you so much for your help in making Evansville the best broadcast this season for the ACO Digital Network. The event was so well received that we gained over 3,000 new followers to our Facebook page and now stand at 30,000 followers to ACO. The ACO family gets stronger all the time. We look forward to our next big broadcast we hope to share, which is scheduled to be Kalamazoo, Michigan, this coming weekend, April 6th and 7th, at the Wings Event Center. It's worth highlighting one more time that the local CBS affiliate was at the Evansville Major and filmed player interviews, action from the World Championship Doubles Division, as well as sights and sounds of the event. It's being developed into a made-for-TV half-an-hour show that'll air 6 times this year, once immediately after the event, several times throughout the year, and once just prior to next season's event. Maybe we can get permission to air it on the ACO Digital Network. Stay tuned. Turning our attention to the rest of the world of cornhole, Brett and Matt Guy, 2 of the 4 kings of cornhole that were at the ACO Evansville Major, won the Cornhole Mania Doubles Division at the Johnsonville Cornhole Championships on March 22nd. Their first doubles title in that series. Matt went on to win the ACL Cornhole Mania Singles Championship to make it his 3rd title on that circuit. Congratulations to both those guys who continue to dominate the cornhole world. Country music singer Craig Campbell is once again hosting his Celebrity Cornhole Challenge June 5th at Nashville's City Winery during the CMA Fest. Last year, the tournament raised over $180,000, and of course, they're all hoping to break that record this year and donate the proceeds to the nonprofit Fight Colorectal Cancer. Campbell's father passed away from the disease at the age of 36, so of course, this cornhole tournament carries a lot of meaning. If you want to find out more about this worthy cause, check out the address on the screen below me or scan the QR code, and it'll take you directly to their event page. And wrapping up our news and notes this week, wanted to highlight an article on one of the top ACO cornhole players in the world. The Salisbury Post out of Salisbury, North Carolina, which is also the birthplace of Cheerwine, posted a great article recently on Brandon Davis. Brandon is a junior at Catawba College, while also competing nationally in cornhole tournaments each week. The article highlights Davis's path to a full college scholarship, his foray into the cornhole world, and how the sport has brought his family closer together. If you want to read this article, check out our Whole Nation Facebook page where we'll post a link. All right, Hole Heads, it's time to take a break and let the sponsors do the talking. See you in a few. Welcome back, Hole Heads. One thing that all cornholers can agree on is that the sport has gone through some pretty big changes over the past couple of decades. Most of the time this is due to someone who's running a local league and has a good idea they are willing to take a chance on. Sometimes the ideas don't pan out, but when they do, they can be absolute game changers. We want to spotlight some of these innovations of idea and technology found throughout our ever-growing list of certified officials in a segment we call Tips from the CO. This episode, we spotlight a brand new league that just held their first tournament less than a month ago, but has already been gaining quite a bit of attention thanks to their early marketing efforts. 94.5, the Hawk Surf and Turf Cornhole at the Lazy Pirate might be the longest league name in the country, but there is a reason for it. Led by Mark Canet and ACO Director of Marketing C.S. Alexander, who in full disclosure is also an executive producer of this show. The league is breaking new ground, and it all starts with Surf and Turf Podcasts. Let's take a look.
You know, when we started, our goal was to find a league sponsor, a location sponsor, and board manufacturer sponsor. We wanted to do as much as possible with as little money as possible.
Yeah, and it wasn't a matter of we didn't have money to invest. Now, my approach to business is something I learned pretty much from the Godfather movies. When everybody is earning, everybody is happy. So we had to look at what we had of value that we could offer to sponsors.
That's right, and we knew we could brand our boards with a company's logo.
Right, and we knew we could create a podcast that could serve as a marketing channel not only for us, but for our sponsor as well.
We knew that a local board manufacturer would see value in having their boards seen each week by players from all over the city and county.
Yeah, now look, if you don't use LinkedIn, you should. Now, when you use LinkedIn, you get hooked up with people in the business world you might have never met. So one day I was on LinkedIn, and in the feed right there was a post from an account executive at one of our local Cumulus media groups, This one has 5 radio stations, including 94.5 The Hawk, which is classic rock.
Yeah, and that's a staple genre around here for cornhole players.
Absolutely, all over the country. So I offered a trade knowing that the worst they could say was no. I mean, it's like dating, all the girl can say is tell you no. So I offered the naming rights to our league where they had the option to sell those rights and keep the money. And then we would receive advertising on their classic rock station. And then I further added value to the proposition by saying, well, look, we could add the location to the name, and then you could sell 2 things and make money on 2 different things.
What really helped us out was that ACO website, AmericanCornhole.com. It looked so good, and it immediately gave us credibility since we are an ACO league.
Right, and they liked the proposition, and then they brought in one of their clients, the Lazy Pirate.
Which can be found at 701 North Lake Park Boulevard, Carolina Beach.
The Lazy Pirate is the premier dining and entertainment destination in Carolina Beach, and they just completed building this enormous tiki hut.
The timbers were brought all the way in from Thailand. That's just amazing.
It is, and it's like 2 stories tall. So now they have had experience with a cornhole league in the past. It was pretty successful, and they used to bring in, from what they told us, about 40 players a week.
Yeah, and once we heard that, we knew Steve Boggs, the Cumulus account executive we had been working with, had found the perfect spot for us.
And that brought us to a 3-way agreement where we agreed to take 94.5 the Hawks logo and the Lazy Pirates logo, and then we put them on all of our boards. We agreed to creating a banner with all of our logos on there that would be displayed in the volleyball pit over at the Lazy Pirate.
Also, we agreed to use the 94.5 the Hawk Screech sounder when we could. We agreed to no other sponsorships with other media companies where we got paid. It sounds like we were given quite a bit on our end to come up with, and there were a few more things, and this is all contracted through next season, ACO Season 14.
But in return, we got $1,000 in advertising from 94.5 The Hawk to use as we see fit.
Yeah, and it wasn't just for times of the day when everyone was asleep.
They gave the Lazy Pirate,
which can be found at 701 North Lake Park Boulevard, Carolina Beach.
We love our sponsors. They gave the Lazy Pirate $1,000 in addition to our $1,000 for them to advertise the league as well. Now, both organizations have offered prizes for players both during normal tournament play and for the end of the season champions. And our tournament information gets pushed through their social media, which reaches thousands.
And it's at the beach. We are literally 3 blocks away from the ocean. That is a huge advantage for us because going into the off season for ACO, it's right in the middle of tourist season. So we are expecting some pretty righteous luck of the draw tournaments.
Now, while that deal got us our location and our advertising, which we will use that advertising money primarily for next season, Mark was busy doing a deal with a local board manufacturer
called Sipes Creative Customs, which is owned by Ed Sipes and his daughter Laura.
Very good people.
Yes, they are. They are great. Sipes Creative Customs saw the value of having their name seen on the side of their boards during our tournament play. They agreed to trade us 3 sets of boards for the naming rights to the sides of the boards, with the understanding that we'd only use these boards for our tournament play, and that when we needed more, we would go exclusively through them.
Now, I think it's important to point out that we came into this with a business mentality, with an entrepreneurial mentality, which means that we're absolutely doing this to make money. So we've took it even further, and we started a company that became the management company of our league.
Backyard Fun University is the company that now owns 94.5 the Hawk Surf and Turf Cornhole at the Lazy Pirate League. Our company now owns inflatables that we are going to start renting out soon, like bouncy houses, wet dry slides.
Tell them about the best one. This is awesome.
Backyard Fun University also will be renting out a 32-foot inflatable Irish pub.
Holy crap, it's awesome.
We are waiting for it to get here, but we are thinking we can get 2 cornhole lanes in there at one time.
This thing's 32 feet long, it's 16 feet tall, 22 feet wide.
Yeah, and if that's the case, we are the ultimate pack-and-go cornhole tournaments company. We literally bring the bar and the game to you.
That's awesome. Now that's service.
No, Big John, that's Backyard Fun University service.
BFU, baby.
BFU.
If you want to see more of Mark and CS, a.k.a. Big John Dinglehammer, a.k.a. less attractive Kurt Russell from the early 80s, you can go to their Facebook page at facebook.com/Surf and Turf, where they post a new episode each week. The next tips from the CO will be with Ryan LaBelle, who has been experimenting with a very interesting and new way to run a luck of the draw tournament down in his market. This is also the perfect timing to highlight that the ACO, American Cornhole Organization, just signed our 100th certified official group this week. Let's welcome to the ACO family the newest additions over the last week. They are Tony Hughes with Manshack Cornhole Team from Paris, Arkansas. Welcome to the ACO team, Tony. Cody Porche with NOLA Cornhole from New Orleans, Louisiana. Welcome to the team, Cody. Ron Kepke with Arizona Cornhole and Surprise, Arizona. Tom Dacey, a new Oklahoma group from the Ochalata, Oklahoma area. Welcome to the team. Paul Hughes with Norfolk Area Sports Council from Norfolk, Nebraska. Welcome to the ACO family, gentlemen. The ACO CO group is getting bigger and bigger, and that's all thanks to everyone who puts so much time and effort and, quite frankly, love into our sport. Thank you. And all right, hole heads, when we come back, it's going to be that time, taco time. See you in 60 seconds.
All right, hole heads, checking in again live from Owensboro from the Convention Center. We're at the World's 12 American Cornhole Organization Championships. Chance for you to meet some of the COs, some of the players, learn about the players and the play. Sitting here with one of the guys that one of the first guys I really met involved in not just being part of the ACO, but propagating and expanding the ACO. Michael Bird from North Carolina Cornhole, formerly Triangle Cornhole.
Yeah, Triangle Cornhole. That's
all right.
Yeah.
But so if you were familiar with Triangle Cornhole, then now all you need to know is North Carolina Cornhole is where it's at when it comes to North Carolina. But you know what's funny? I mean, you and I met early on. We've done a lot of different from announcing the matches last year, which I noticed that I've been conspicuously absent from this year because apparently they didn't much care for my lack of knowledge. But we're going to fix that. I think we're going to fix that. Talk to me as I get a chance to talk to Mike Riley from Boston Cornhole. And again, I have two questions. Why did you and why should you when it comes to becoming a CO?
Well, I mean, becoming a CO is a chance to be involved with the greatest cornhole organization out there. And plus, you get to meet a lot of players from all over the country and in your own state. And it's just fun. It's like a family. You get together once a month, twice a month. You play regionals, majors, and everybody becomes like a family. It's a tight-knit group. I've been doing this now, I think, going on 5 years. And, every time I come to one of these events, it's like, hey, Bird, how are you doing? Except for this year, nobody recognized me because I shaved. So everybody thinks my evil brother showed up here. And my evil brother throws pretty bad too. That's why I'm already out.
Well, your evil brother had a tough day. I noticed you brought your friend. Grab your friend there off camera and bring him and or her in here. But that's another beautiful part about all this is you can get together with your cornhole friends. You can get together with your drinking buddies, male, female. It doesn't matter. Over 21 for the drinking buddies, please. But it's a great opportunity to take that social level to the next level. And I would say, as far as when I see your posts on Facebook, as far as COs go, maybe one of the most active as far as getting out there and really being an advocate for the sport. I mean, you obviously have a passion for it and a passion for the people that you're hanging around and wanting to bring into it. So if somebody shares that passion with you and goes to AmericanCornhole.com to become a CO, what can they expect? What sort of service? What sort of interaction?
Well, I mean, you got to be a go-getter. You got to go out there. You got to push the sport. You got to find your group. And expect a lot of fun. Expect a lot of beer. I mean, that's what makes this fun, man, is through the camaraderie. I mean, you're going to have a great time. Frank's a great guy to work with, and Eric, the whole ACO crew. Hey, man, just be prepared for a wild ride. Lots of fun, man.
Yeah, and a great chance once a year to get together with everybody in the entire family, like we are here in Owensboro at the Convention Center. All the COs were in a big shootout the other night. First time that's ever happened. That was fun to watch, just to see everybody who's normally making it happen for everybody else, let it happen for themselves. And these are the folks that make it tick. If you want to be one of the folks that make it tick, all you need to do is go to AmericanCornhole.com, look around on the site here. If you want to be a CO, all the information's right there. You can make a little extra money doing it, obviously make a bunch of new friends, and be part of a great family like this guy right here. And we're going to talk a little bit later on. We're going to do a little another piece about what it's like to be an announcer for these matches. We'll see if we can drag you and Toby and maybe Kat in here a little bit.
It's fun, man. And one more thing, I mean, this World Championship this year, season 12, over 300 players.
Yeah.
I mean, biggest organization in the country. There's a lot of people out there that want to try and take over the ACO, but this is where it's at, man, as far as players and, where everybody wants to be. And in the future, a lot of good things coming for the ACO. So everybody, just be ready, buckle up, because it's going to happen. Season 13.
Right. Lucky 13, right? And you know what? Like I said, that's the advocacy right there. We promise there will be no Russian hacking. We got this thing buttoned down, and it's because of guys like this.
This is not fake news, Finn.
No, this is the real deal.
Hashtag legit news right here.
Anybody that throws down a hashtag's got to be the real deal, and that's what this is. It is the American Cornhole Organization World Championships 12 in Owensboro. He's Michael Bird from North Carolina Cornhole. I'm Finn, the mouthpiece and the voice of the ACO. Keep on pitching.
Finn Rock, the man. Yeah.
I'm probably going to leave that part in.
Welcome back, Holeheads. It's time for this week's highlights, and we're taking a look back at our recent San Diego Major with the help of Runaway Cab and their song Crush, which is what Jeff Link and the Dirty Bags guys did to the competition out in SoCal. Let's jump in the cab and go.
I'd live it down. Look over your shoulder where I'll be. Can't pull the spreadsheets down, way down. I wanna crush and bang and smash. Wanna make you take it all back when the morning comes. Yeah, I wanna hate you. Watch you beg and drown. See you when you're gone. When the morning comes, you'll hate me too.
Whole Nation will return in 2 weeks. Until then, check out all of our great original programming on our YouTube page at youtube.com/American Cornhole. Like ACO Replay, ACO Classics, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode of Whole Nation. Also, be sure to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Whole Magazine. We plan to begin adding new content to this site weekly. Whole heads, no matter where you are, whether it's inside, playing at an ACO major, or local league, or in your own backyard, just remember to keep on pitching.
Waking up, hanging upside down, yeah. It's okay to just hang around. Don't let go, don't look down. Waking up, hanging upside down. Waking up,